Hello and welcome back. Now I'm going to leave this on one time. Why did that put me behind the solar panels? Right, I'm going to leave it on one time because that's right, I'm actually still on late winter. Let's have a look. I want to literally, were there any jobs I could, what? Oh, cleanliness, yeah. Right, let's top the total max. What I want to do is get as much jobs done tonight, ready for the morning. I recognise that this tomorrow is going to be absolutely mayhem. It is really, and I've got a massive recording session. I've allowed myself 2 hours. So what I'm going to try to do now is find out where all my tractors and vehicles are. Let's grab them off. I don't know that we're going to need that, but let's... this is where... this is where this view falls down, to be honest. You need to do that, so... let's just grab them and drop them down there. And now then, where did I leave the... if it's missing, I would have left it down at the BGA. I would have thought, but we could use our brain and actually look. Why did we leave that there? Okay, we'll allow it this time. Why did we leave that there? What was that in aid of? I know, we were measuring. That's right, we were literally doing field edges. We've done that, we've done the ploughing field edges. I think I missed one. I was looking in editing last night and I'm sure there was one. I know I was kicking myself for leaving all those trees on the left hand side of 12. Massive load of trees, which we'll probably correct at some other point. But definitely not now. We've had enough tree chopping. Wait till next year. It's not the end of the world. Besides which, we're going to rip these fields up and right, so what can we do? I'm going to top up my animals. I know it's only halfway through the day, as much as I possibly can. I'm just trying to look at manure. I think I was going to put time on 120 and clean up and feed everything and take it till about tea time, so that by morning we haven't... oh, I need to drop that. I do need to drop the plough off. Stick it with the other one. Very slippery, the ground. I thought we got rid of all this snow, to be honest. Well, I'd hoped. Now these actually link up with each other. This is what I was saying about the 3-point link on the back. I can connect multiple things together with these, even multiple ones of themselves. So it's actually hard to stack them in front of each other because they actually join together. Oh, well there you go. No more slippery, no more slipping. Now then, let's connect that. No, I know there's a reason why I don't ever do that, and that is for that very reason, that it's so difficult. It's hard even in this view to see when you're level, but I'm not going to not say never never, because I know there's a few content creators. I think it's a Virtual Farmer. He's absolutely amazing at in cab view, and I think Mr. CLP spoke to him, and that's right, I watched Mr. CLP and he quotes conversations he's had with some of the big content providers, and Virtual Farmer just said that it was practice makes perfect. So I'm dropping rubbish already. Look at that, I've just done it. You know, really. Now then, where's the Sam? Oh, okay. Where have I put the Sammy? Okay, well, we use a Sammy for that, so what have I done with it? I know, I think I just dropped everything last night when I bought all of the equipment. I did. Right, let's get the straw topped up. It's not going to be a lot, but if we top up as much as we can now, it's 5:20. Time is ticking quickly, so if we get this done, let's have a look at manure as well. 24,000. I'm really tempted to actually drop a very late night manure off for one reason, because tomorrow's going to be mayhem. It really is. We're going to be like ripping fields to pieces if the grass isn't grown. If it is though, if it's almost at the point, as I said in my last session, I am not going to waste the grass. I'm not. It takes a long time to grow. We'll do one cut and then we will plant and everything. And also, one thing I do really want to do, take an extra ration, don't I, is plant those trees. But again, it's got to take secondary. Let's not time down to 30 for a minute, otherwise I'm going to be working in the dark. I don't want to overdo this. I'm going to fill one square. Yeah, if I find that this grass is in... Yeah, we know, having watched this through the spring and the autumn and the summer, how quickly it goes from one state to another. Literally, it can be on the medium green state. Next day, it's ready to harvest. That is just the way that grass is. So, if this is ready in the morning, then we are going to do one last cut on our grass fields. But also, that big white elephant in the room, that massive pile of wood chips, does need moving. So yes. Oh, of course it doesn't want. Oh, it does want some. What's it doing? Ah, front left. Let's have a look. Should water? Let's get that water filled as well. We won't need to worry so much in the morning. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Let's pull forward a little. Let's I think that 8 o'clock is the time that it has been letting me. Not a very nice view. Let's just do this one last time today. Every bit helps. Pull out a bit, it's quite difficult. I'm a bit close to the left. Right. Okay then, that is as good as it gets. Ready for Operation Wood Chip and Operation Field Rip. Just have one quick look in the garage just to make sure there's nothing I've missed. We'll do with the bad repairs. If I have, I'll repair them this away, and that's slightly more expensive, but this is all getting all jobs out the way that we can, that are going to take us time tomorrow, time that we can't afford. Oh, that's what I was going to do, wasn't I? Manure. Let's go and have a quick look. Let's put time up to 5 though, because this is still proper work. Alright, let's have a look, because we all know that it doesn't always show you properly. Sometimes it's got more in than it actually appears to have. I would say it's not lying. I would say it is about 26. So I would say by morning. The trouble is, oh well, I don't suppose in the grand scheme of things, actually the manure, that can go up to 120,000. That's just not important tomorrow. It really isn't. So let's sleep so that tomorrow morning we can absolutely crack on and get as much done as we possibly can. And manure we can do another day, because we have not got time for anything like that. Right, so we want, time is 8 o'clock. I'd say 7. We want to get as cracking as early as possible. I would go 6, but it's going to be pitch black. I don't want to be working in the nights. I think even 8's actually quite dark, if I remember rightly, on spring morning. Wow, That's a long synchronisation. Oh no, wow. That's amazing. On Greenwich Valley on early spring at 7 o'clock in the morning, it's pitch black. This is Great Britain. And I have got a Great British Geo. I don't think I've actually got the one for this. I think I've either got 6 Ashes or Exmouth South. So Britain's Britain. I don't mean it funny, but there might be slightly different things, but we're not talking a great deal. Let's get one last little go on this. And then we will drop this on the floor because we're going to need all hands on deck. Not quite low enough. Okay. Little Sammy. Let's get you sorted. How much? Yeah, we do. We can actually probably throw a full 12 in, and anything that we can't, we will just dump on the ground, but not in the feed area, so it classes as muck. And we'll do the straw. I want to get this out of the way, like any farm would. Feed the animals and sort the animals out first thing. One of these squares filled on me once. Front left. Or front, yeah, actually front right would have done. Right, so that's animals, straw. Need to drop some straw in. Try not to stress myself out though. You know what it's like when you know it's a big day. Should be a full one, but it might be not quite. Oh, really? Honestly? Would you have guessed? Honest? Hey, would you? Right, let's drop that. Oh, no, we need it, actually. We need this. Right, I'm going to set this up next to, because this is the one that's not very good. If you put the milling machine on the front of this with that on the back, let's just switch the engine off for a minute. We are going to use the Argotron, the Deutz. Let's get the milling machine on, and for once, and we're going to stick the... Now then, we've got to do it no matter what, but this has been telling us for days that tomorrow is the good day for wood. You're having a laugh. Oh my life. This makes no sense whatsoever. It was 118 yesterday, and it said it was at the high was today. Now today's come, and we're less than 100. Well, that's so much for the 60 grand if we were at 150 something. Oh well. Rough with a smooth. I was never doing the wood chips for money, but obviously it was useful that we would have got some money. Now, this is rather a blow. That is annoying. I do like that fill level indicator that we've. That's one of the last mods I installed. That really is good. That's 12,100 odd. It should be a bit more than that. Oh, it'll do. It's only a marginal off, isn't it? Right. Okay. Let's get this very badly priced. I don't get that. There's been a few odd things that we've had in this Let's Play, like weather that should never have arrived, rain that I feel a bit like Mr. Sealy P on Six Ashes, where things kept going wrong. This seems to have done this. Oh, that reminds me, how are we doing on this growing? Let's have a look at the state before we... Yeah, we've had no end of really weird things. I mean, truthfully, we've been looking at the seasonal pricing, which has been telling us for days that oh, that is actually that we know how quickly this turns. We're going to do one cut, so I suppose that's going to not make things quite as bad. I suppose what we've got to really concentrate on now then, truthfully, this first day is getting the wood chips off the field whilst this grows. No, we haven't lost that, have we? No, we haven't. We'll do one cut, we'll bale, stick them on the side, and then we're going to rip these fields to pieces and put canola, change them to arable, which actually probably will serve as well, because if I remember rightly, almost always on the very first day of spring, it very rarely reaches 5 degrees Celsius ground. You can often plant, but they won't actually germinate very often until the next day anyway, at least. So to be honest, there's no massive hurry to actually get it planted. It'll probably be late autumn, but I'd like to get the jump on as soon as possible, because I have had so many Let's Plays where if you plant it too late, why are we are the slowest of tractors. Why are we always zipping ahead and everything else is dragging behind when everything else is faster than us? We've only got these two trailers, that's 65 tons a load that we can do with the wood chips. We can't do any more. I'm just going to check on the map, actually, thinking about this. I am right, aren't it? It is up here. Yeah, it is. Next to the shop. Oh, well, that's what made the Argotron's now caught up. Yeah, so I'm feel a bit flummoxed in a way, because on paper, I mean, I've got to be honest, I played with Seasons on normal economy, and it is right. I mean, I know that 3-4 in winter is the good time for wood chips, but when the day came, the price was awful, and it kept saying that tomorrow's the day. Then tomorrow comes, which is today, and the price is awful. What happened to the good pricing? What happened to the predictability of the seasonal pricing? It's just like someone's pulled the rug from underneath my feet, and it makes no sense. I've never seen Seasons behave in such a way, and I know wood chips are going to be less, but they're just like, this is just not as it should be. It's bizarre. I mean, I'm not complaining. We are really still doing terribly well for saying. I think what we have achieved in this first year is far more on hard economy than I ever thought we would do. So I'm not complaining in one way. It's just that there are certain pillars of Seasons that you know are going to do a certain thing, and they've not done it. It's bizarre. Right, I've never been in here. Ah, I can see where we're going. So we're going to do... Now this is a side tip, so we want on the right hand side. Oh, that's looks a very generous area though. Let's go. Let's change to... We want right, don't we? Let's stop the... Oh, got missed. Oh. Oh, where? Where the hell? Stuck at the front somewhere, isn't he? What on earth? Oh. You know, dramas. Isn't this typical? Just typical, right? We're going to knock time down to ×1 because this is an escapade that we weren't really counting on. Really? Was I honestly in the middle of the road? Oh well, I suppose I could have been. Let's not get too high and mighty and self-righteous. It is possible. In fact, it's quite believable. Let's not forget our indicators. Let's behave like a professional. Oh, dearie me, this is... Right, let's switch that indicator off. It's very loud. Always a bit of drama. Never... Right. I didn't even look how much we got now. I missed all of that. And I can tell it wasn't a fortune. Not that I thought it would be, but yeah, definitely we're not going to make a fortune. We will break even on our 2 highs of the oh my life, and only just. Well, if that's, we got 1,154 twice, that's we've halfway to repaying the hire of one of the times that we hired the Maverick. So yeah, I'm feeling an awful lot of love from this. I've got to laugh or I really would cry. All of that work that we put in, honestly. It was me with grand dreams of buying a field from the 60 grand profit we would make from this, and now we're lucky if we get 10 from this. Oh my life, that is absolutely rubbish. I am sort of caught really between a rock and a hard place. I have got to do this no matter what really now, so it isn't about the money, it's about shifting it off our field. We can't be either grass cutting or doing anything else on a field with a 400. Yeah, it was an awful lot of tonnage, to be honest. Let's try and make sure. Oh, that light's in the worst possible place. Talk about poor visibility. Got to totally rely on luck. Let's have a look. Oh, good. Yeah. Yes, I am feeling definitely like there's a conspiracy, and I'm on the wrong side of it. But hey ho, let's just soldier on. We've had some good blows. We've had a couple of good times where the slurry yard paid us far more, even in hard mode, than I thought it would. We were gaining 2 grand at a thing. So I suppose this is terrible though. This is not just a blow. This is awful because it was even yesterday at 112 per, and that would have paid out. But on paper it was saying that today would be fantastic, and actually the bottom's dropped out and it's rubbish. So I mean, 1,000 for 12, it's just such an awful price. But we 5 grand for that. 65,000, 65 tons. 5 grand. So we're probably, if we make 5 grand per run, I think I said 4 or 5 runs, that's going to be 25,000 top line. God, Bennett. This is wasting our time. I suppose it isn't though now. That's the one thing that I've got to say truthfully. If we're going to do one cut with all the grass, then to be honest, there's nothing I could do until that turns and we do the cuts and the baling. So yeah, there's absolutely nothing we can do until the grass turns. So yeah. I think that's the second. Now this is the weird stage when it's on the growth stage 2, the darker, the medium light green. it seems to jump. Even if you keep flicking to the thing, it misses on grass. I don't know whether this is by design or not, but I mean, we've looked at this like through, I think it was autumn. I was watching in editing earlier. I was just looking at a couple of episodes for a couple of pointers on certain facts, and when I did, it literally jumps from that growth stage to the first yellow stage, so it doesn't behave as normal crops. And perhaps again this is by design. I'm not, but yeah, it's I suppose it's useful though, to be honest, to actually find out how things do work truthfully. But yeah, it does look like the grass does not follow the same rules, because watching it like a hawk, it switches from that green stage that I was just on about to why are you not? You should be going in there. They are right there. I know they're not the best, but I'm sure you're close enough. I appear to have got myself. Let's try lifting that first. Let's see if that helps. Whether I'm making matters worse or better. Ooh, that was a little. Come on, just a little more. Okay, let's fill those up then. Come on. Let's put the time back up to 5. I'd forgotten about that. Not trying to do a crafty here, although to be honest, time today now has all of a sudden gone from being terribly important to not being so important. I think the most important thing we'll be doing today is the manure at probably tea time, running that to the biogas, because that's the only real way we're going to be making any serious money today, is from our cows. Now that the bottom's dropped out of the wood chip market, typical when I've got a massive load, they must have heard that I've got a massive load in the field. Such things do happen. They truly do. They've put the price down especially for the day. That's what it is. Because they know I've got to shift this to get my grass cut. Oh, I don't know. I must remember I'm actually running in the... Oh! Now why are you not following? I am watching. Oh, don't tell me you can't drive around a heap of wood chips now. Honestly. Really? Young lady, I have got to fire you for that. I'm sorry. That object is definitely within your grasp to drive around. But then again, obviously not. So... let's see if we can give this job to someone who can actually drive. I don't know. I think some people just don't want work. I'm sure that's what it is. some of these drivers are absolutely aces, both ladies and men. We've had some cracking lady drivers and some cracking gentleman drivers, and we've had some people who just refuse to drive around a heap of wood chips that's not going anywhere. Now, why are you going so slowly, please? Oh, really? This is ridiculous. I know actually what's happening here. I do know, because you do a lot of field work. Yes. Let's stick that up to 26. Whoa, slow though. Right, that should help. Now they should stay up to 26, so truthfully I should be able to cruise at a steady 26 without losing them. It is funny, you know, when I feel like I've been kicked in the gut, because you know when you've got a plan and you know you work everything out, and then all of a sudden something changes and it at the bottom drops out of a market, or even driving up to the sawmill to sell the wood chips is a chore now. It's sort of like, oh my life, I know we've got to do it, but because, to be honest, we would have to wait till winter again, and there's no way we can actually have that massive pile of wood chips there, and I can't even afford the compact storage. And yes, I know we could take a loan, but that's the only other option. But truthfully, we do, even though it's a poor amount of money, that 25 grand will help. So it's a matter of Murphy's Law, really, that we're sort of shot in the foot if we do, and we're shot off the foot if we don't. But leaves a sour taste in your mouth, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. Because we have got a recourse. I know we could choose, but it's a bad one. It's a year away, the payday, and obviously we really do need some money now. Rainy day money, in case you've missed one implement, or in case you need to hire something that we all know what farming simulator is like, where you've miscalculated and not done something that you should have done and you didn't realise. So you do need cash, even if it's for fertilising and all the other stuff. So I'm not indicating only for one reason, and that's because of the switching the indicators off. Besides which, you only indicate when there are people on the road, and I can't see anybody that I would need to indicate for. So yes, I'm still being professional. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now then, I must remember we've got the good one. Don't want to look at the terrible price you're going to pay me. I really don't. Thank you, young lady. You were a good driver. $3,695. Really? Oh. If I'm doing a lot of wood chips, I usually actually use a mod. I've got which is ideal for this. While it's dropping out, I'll quickly show you what I mean. Ooh, that's obviously hits. Whoa, I don't want to look at what's happening to my tractor, I can see it. What on earth are you doing? Gordon Bennett. Yeah, soon. There we go. Wood chip sales, 35 grand, but has 50% higher prices. That is usually, if I was doing a lot, what I would really be doing. That is what I would be using. But even that, to add 50% onto that is still not going to make, and to spend 35 grand is 10 grand more than we would actually make from the wood chips anyway, so obviously definitely not a good move right now. Only if you were literally doing lots and lots of there have been some maps where I've needed to clear entire forests. I'm not sure that's going to get that. No, it's not. Okay, let's do it like that then. Let's just spin you around so you're not far off the right angle. Follow me has got its demands, and that is one of them. Got to be roughly pointing in the right direction. Should beat that car. Just keep an eye on our speed and not go too much above 26. Anyway, my own driver is driving behind me and they know where the yard is, so they know where we're going, so it would be them that would need to indicate to actually let the driver know behind them, so I'm not being unprofessional at all. I would need to indicate if somebody of course was coming towards me, but there was nobody coming towards me, so I am remaining with the utmost professionalism still. Right, 5 to 9, we're doing quite well. In fact, I think we're doing too well. Now all of a sudden the bottom has dropped out of the day. Or should I say I've changed plans, because we weren't cutting the grass and now we are. Just seems very... We know that all the way through the winter it begins to grow, and literally I think it's probably by day one tomorrow we aren't going to miss anything by doing a massive cut, and it will also give us a payout, one final payout, whilst we're waiting for everything else. I know we are mainly now relying on our animals. That is the biggest, a far better payment than cutting grass, but that still doesn't alter the fact that it's still, just by the sheer amount of bales that we will get from our fields. But we're all, let's face it, we fertilised, we limed, we did all of the things and got these fields ready for the harvest that we will be receiving. So it seems wrong somehow to rip that up and just ignore that work that we did after we've done the harvest. Of course, that's another matter, but right, we need to get this in a good place for little Sammy. Go to the left this time, I think. Thank you, young lady. You were also a very good driver. Let's just stick you right there. I would say it should be reachable. Now then, let's go to the right, because I've got a sneaky feeling you're going to fill me first. So let's do some tidying up on the right hand side in case I'm right. Oh, you don't know which one to go for, do you? You're sensing that one as well. Come on, right behind you. Worry about that one when we fill this one. This mod is absolutely ace. I absolutely love the milling machine, so versatile. I mean, I know you can do the same with the bucket, but it is just so amazing. Right, let's yes, I know, I'm coming. You've sensed it. Let's grab it. Let's get that done as well then. Hello. Let's just take that away. Come on, I say this is such an awkward trailer, it really is, always has been. For this type of job, I mean, it's fantastic for... It's a very reasonably priced, excellent trailer for literally using for feeding animals, but for this type of thing where sensing it for crops at the side of the field, it's not so good. And for this type of thing as well, where you're trying to put... It keeps continually losing sense of where anything is, even when you're right above it sometimes. Like we're patting above it. It's still not properly putting the stuff in. Come on, you're right above it. Oh my life. Well, that's one way to do it. Brilliant. Excellent. Must remember that trick. Straight above it. Follow you. Let's hope that, let's watch. I don't want to get them stuck. Goodness for that. So, third trip. Now if this wasn't an extreme, I would literally just show you the first and the last, but that is part of almost all that everybody agrees, is that I show you everything, blemishes and the lot, just so as that nothing gets missed at all. I don't add any mods without you people being with me, which I've done from the very beginning, to be honest. In fact, I do that on all of my Let's Plays anyway. I think that's a very, very important aspect of Let's Play, is showing what mods, because I don't sneak them in. Sometimes some content creators, in setting a Let's Play up, they don't see that as bad, but I want this to be everything is out of the money that we produce. There's no mods get stuck in unless it is through money that we have earned or money that we started with the start from scratch. So I know other content creators do things with a different set of rules, and often that is part of the Let's Plays where, like I did at the beginning, where I explain the rules, explain the premisers I'm going to use. I know it's something that Frithgar frequently does, and the rules change from Let's Play to Let's Play. So yes, extreme is extreme, and it can have I've tried not to make this boring, even on things where we are cutting wood. I've looked at most of my episodes, and even though we're cutting... Did I say cutting wood then? I meant cutting grass. I have looked at almost all of my episodes, and although we are doing the same thing, it is funny, but none of the episodes are exactly the same. None of them, not a single one, whether you cut it in a different order or something happened or whatever. So it's... I think we've got a good balance, to be honest. Oh, wow, I've never noticed that before. Stonehenge on the left. Wow. Amazing. One time we'll go and have a look at that, a proper look. So that's what all those people are walking up to see. I actually parked in the car park one day, so you'd have thought, isn't it amazing how you can park up to something and not look, because you see in your own little thing. Oh wow, it even says on the sign. That goes to show how perceptive I am. I am terrible, I admit it. Right, third load, which means there should be about 15 grand. We've dumped this lot, minus the wages, of course. At least you never got stuck this time. Thank you, young man, for your assistance. I can take it from here, but I will need you in a minute, or someone else from the agency. See if we can get the bigger one in a slightly better place than we're having to reverse out or come out at weird angles. There must be a better way for me to do that, like pull forward heavily. If I do a sneaky trick with this... Whoops, I didn't mean to bash into that long piece of wood. We do that. Pull you forwards towards the proper lumber. Oh, I love lake ones. I think I've ever played on one yet where it's had the lake points. I know all the old ones used to do that, but I've always played where they've just had the chevrons like this. Let's stick that on. Follow me in readiness. To streamline this process so we are... Oh! Look at us. Can actually sneak straight through. It's one thing I love about the that particular view, where you can view... Whoa! Right, we're good. Whoa, get on the own side of your road. Right, so either one or two. Oh, well, looking at the size of the pile that we've got left, I think we've definitely got at least two left. So let's not tank off too fast, remembering the little argon can only go 26, not 32. Oh well, I'm emotionally recovering from the horrible curveball that we've been dealt. You just got to get on with it, haven't you? It just sometimes takes time. It's easy to say, I know I need to recover from this silly little blow, but it's not so easy to do it. But I am beginning to think, it's just a setback, don't worry about it. In fact, c'est la vie, truly. Whether that's Farming Simulator. That's one thing I do think about this game, to be honest. It really does mirror life so terribly well. whether that's by design or whether that's just a continuation of life itself, but whether it's a programmatical fact or whether it's just a fluke, the way things go wrong in this game. Now, come on, where's the actual field? Still growing, let's have a look. That to me looks... it's either second or third state, definitely. And as I say, this is definitely the one where it jumps. I don't think it'll be during the today, and times 5. It may be ready by tea time, it may be ready by first thing tomorrow, but I don't think we'll be waiting. I say I'm going to keep my eye on the growth stage. That's why I keep looking, because I'm really trying to study seasons in a way that I never have before, just to try and get a grip with the candy beast, to see if I can gain a better understanding. Definitely, I'm not 100% sure, but I do think this, when you zip through at 2000 speed, that sometimes that does weird things to game mechanics. I know it's the same as if you change seasons from a 3 to a 6, a 9 to a 6 day. If you don't save the game and go out, it still does things. Your days will tick down like a 6 day. Is that actually? Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Why are you not? Let's stick you. Thank you, young man, for your assistance. Oh, I don't know, maybe I might actually just have maybe a little bit left after this. Not sure we will have to now, looking at that. It's hard to tell with a pile this big sometimes. I know when I've been doing what was it? What map was it on? It was one of the German maps, and they'd got onions. I did onions for once, and because it was so much, I didn't have a. It was quite early on. I think it was the first root crop I did, and I hired one of the multi-roaders. I'll show you. They're not standard stuff. If you go see on my game, I've got the multi-roaders there. These are very naughty, 9 metre, and obviously I hired one of those, and 60,000 they actually do. And I was just, there's no way I could keep up with oh come on. Right, let's drop that off and try again. I should be awkward again. Come on, you are right above that. Right above. Yes, I was doing that, and you just can't always gauge. I think there was a pile this side with the onions, and it went on and on and on and on and on and on and on, and I'd done so many loads to the sell point, and I just thought it was never ending. So, but this. Yeah, I mean, yeah, thinking about it, we've just filled our 40,000, and we've only got this one to fill again, 12,000. Come on, you're right above it. Come on, play nicely. Can't do much more than that. That is about it.